I'm sure you're going to want to enjoy the Thanksgiving or the meal that we're going to have this afternoon, which will be a lot of fun. And then get out there into that day and go do something. It's outdoors. What will you do outdoors? Rake leaves? Put up Christmas lights? Put up, yes, grill? Yes, chicken? Yes. Good. What?
Sit in the sun on a lawn chair.
That's wonderful. I know. Yeah. A mimosa at your side, too. That would be good. Okay. We always start out with some announcements, and we're going to do that. Nikki, you have a thing you want to talk about with the food?
Yeah. So we have a couple of very creative and generous people here, lots of them actually, but there's an advent committee, and Kim and Lauren are two of the advent committee members, and Lauren had, I guess, the idea that we as a community could give back to a place called the Turning Point. We all know where that is, right, on Wacomas Drive. And so here's the cool thing. Between Lauren and Kim, they had this wonderful idea to collect a box of or a number of different food items every day of December, or you could do one shopping day too, and then they will all, or we will all take it to a Turning Point. And so Kim already did the pre-shop shop, and look at this.
Pre-shop shop.
She got, okay, I'm gonna make sure I can lift it. She got this entire box of food that is everything on the list, and the list is in the back of the room. So every day you could get something. What's that?
They've got the list.
Good, okay. So if you look at your list, everything on this list is in the box. And Kim just happens to have proof that it costs at Walmart, getting the cheapest of every item, $21.93. That includes tax. So the point is, it's all doable if you just shop for, some of the lowest price items. A bunch of us went to a Turning Point the other day and saw the need. So people really, really do need groceries. We could give it to them before Christmas, we could give it to them after Christmas, because believe it or not, people are hungry after Christmas. So we could do either one. So use your list if you would, and if you want to do it the fun way and go every day and get something, that's great. If you want to go one day and do one fell swoop, that's great. And then Kim, bring it to church, bring it here, or take it, where should they take it?
Sure, bring it to church.
Bring it here, okay. So you shouldn't have to spend more than $21.93, God willing. And the other. Okay, well then go anywhere you want. Doesn't have to be more. But here's the other thing, you guys. You don't feel obligated to buy everything on the list. If there are some items that you want to buy and you happen to be out and about, do that and bring them in. Don't feel obligated to get everything on the list. It would be nice to be able to have one of everything, but don't feel obligated to that.
And if people just want to pay $20, one of us will go shop.
Oh, cool.
If somebody doesn't have time, some will get somebody to shop.
Yeah. Melanie's already got her hand up for that. So there you go. Did I cover it all, Kim?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, there you go.
And we'll put the box in the back so everybody can see it.
Yeah, it's got some really cool items on it. Yes, thank you.
And Patrick, you want to talk about
I'm
something?
going to combine mine with the opening prayer.
Okay.
I think that's what we have.
Yes, so come on up and we'll do that.
Go ahead and ring them.
No, but you want to do it then?
No, I'll do it with the opening prayer.
Here we go. We ring the bowl in universal oneness and feel the vibration that unites in love and peace. Our lighted candle symbolizes the Christ-like presence in Hello, I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
It's like Mr. Roberts.
Keep coming back.
Yes. Let's turn off our cell phones. That's one thing that we need to do. Does anybody have it on? If not, turn it off. And know that we will have dinner after the service today. So stay hungry. All right.
Do you see Rev?
Barb, did you have an announcement about that?
And it's
We just have one ticket, so fine, everybody line up. But feel free to go get your drinks and salad and things like that before, because there'll be a long line for the residents out there. So we can get a little situated before we get in the line.
And tip well so the staff loves us.
I was gonna ask that question, would it make sense to tip a little so they're happy that we come and invite us back?
Why not? Dig deep. Yes. Good. All right. So let us read our mission statement, which is on your program, and it begins. The Center for Universal Oneness is a place where those who want support on their spiritual journey may join with others for mutual encouragement, inspiration, and guidance. The Center draws on those practices based in new thought and metaphysical approaches. The higher Christ consciousness provides the foundation. We strive to live in the oneness of love. And our vision statement. Extending into the world faith, love, peace, and joy. And now we will begin with a prayer. And a short announcement.
Hello, friends. I thought it would be nice to combine I had kind of an announcement and a prayer at the same time, because in a way, since this is our Thanksgiving celebration, our prayer is one of thanking some people. And so I'd like to begin with just having you kind of focus on universal spirit, all the energy, loving energy in the world, and then focus on your sacred inner essence, that love that you have within you. And join me in thanking some of the following people that have been so instrumental this year. I'm going to go down a list, and it's not in specific order, and applause and generosity is appreciated because we want them to know how much we appreciate. So first, we're going to talk about some outgoing board members. Number one on the list is Doug Martin, who is, gosh, our first and only president, served 3 terms, really helped kind of found this spiritual organization and put it together and do so much of the heavy lifting with the founding members. So I feel my job as this next president is the easy one, because I just get to be a figurehead. And I'm open to impeachment, so they almost as long as Franklin Roosevelt, but he died in office on his 4th term, so I understand your need to get out. But conducted so much of everything, from being the president to being the janitor to figuring out the sound system, and on and on. And he'll still be active. Terry Whitey, are you here today? Terry, yes, for your colorful, he's no longer on the communications. We'll miss his colorful commentary, his links to who knows what on the internet, and really kind of giving a new character to that newsletter. Gwen is here, yes, today, and yes, there she is. Those who don't know Gwen hosted all the board meetings this last year with wine and cheese, and of course, then all of her hard work. She was a member of the worship committee and the board, and opened her home to us, and was invaluable, always giving us a different perspective. So thank you, Gwen. And I'm sure you'll continue giving us different perspectives as we count on you for that. Then a word just thanking the current members for their willingness to step forward and move forward this next year. Joanne Quinn, Joanne has to drive away, so she's here today. She's our new VP. I'll just go through these and we'll thank them all, give them applause at one time. Raymond, who is returning. Raymond was actually a founding member, returning board member. Where are you, Raymond? And I think if I'm the George Bush of the presidency, she's my Dick Cheney, because she's really running the show. I take orders from her. Actually, I make fun of that, but Raymond attends to all these complicated things that have to do with being a 501c not-for-profit, and there's a lot of detail on that, and everything's just not as easy as we wish it was. We just want to give money and do this and give credit cards, and Raymond will step in and say, no, you can't do this, we need to do it this way, so thank you. Mark Holland is in there, I heard his voice for his returning boardship. He's in charge of policy and procedure. We have yet to figure out what that is, but Mark is in charge of it. Mark is always on the hand. Our new communication director, Lauren Rowe, is doing a variety of things and helping with outreach, and she's sitting right here. Okay, we wouldn't be a community-centric organization without all of these committees, which we're always scheming up new ones, but the ones that are in existence, the worship committee, we've got, oh, Doug, you have a... Ruth Ann. Oh, yes, Ruth Ann, I've got you right here. Ruth Ann is always so diplomatic and quiet that I intentionally left her off. Where are you? So in the back to the left. You want to be standing in the position. Yes, and she's got a memory like a steel trap, so if you say something in a board meeting, it is duly recorded. Thank you, Doug. Committees, worship committee, Nikki, Jeff, Gwen, Ida, who else is on that committee? Ever roving
Barb and Kim.
Barb and Kim and
Ed.
and who knows who. So it's a practice of being community centric. There are so many people in and around that group. So thank you for the worship committee. And there is the setup committee group, or those who just happen to get here early. Bill, Barb, Doug, who else on that is always here setting up. We appreciate that. Hopefully that gets easier with time. So thank you for always giving I don't know if the next one is an official committee. I just put it down as SS, speaker, singer. Barb Herzog has got to lead the way and always knowing who's going to speak and who's going to sing or play music, and she's had people join with her. Maybe that'll become more formalized as we go, and we can offer some more help to her. But Barb is always there, founding member. Where are you, Barb? There she is in the back.
Just so you know, Kim gets the singers for us, and I get the speakers, but I just bring them together.
Okay, well that's good, because I've got Kim on Kim's doing all that heavy lifting, videotape recording, managing boxes of food and the speakers. Okay, thank you, Kim, for all of everything you can do. As you notice, once someone is off the board, they just continue on with another function, so that's part of our community-centric thing. So Care in Action, we've got Lauren, Terry, who else is on Care in Action? I lose track of that.
Gwen.
And Gwen, okay, thank you.
Terry Hale.
And Terry Hale is designing, where are you, Terry? I saw you, there you are, yes, yes. Okay. SQ 21, it goes on and on, this is like the Academy Awards. Jeff Jennings, and whoever is the board and then the Outreach Committee, I'm part of that, but we've got, Jeff has helped with that, set up the volunteer work this week and the money. I think we'll save time to recognize some of what that group is doing for next week and get some reports. And so we'll wrap up with that. Maybe if I miss someone, yes, Terry?
I'd like to make a comment. This isn't taking away from anyone, but I know Valerie Clark worked hard on the 501c3 from the very
Good.
beginning.
Yes.
I was part of her, and I've never heard her recognized for that.
Well, we will recognize it right here. That was going to be my next comment, but we've got another hand. Oh yes, I've got Susan Breed and Dennis. I'm glad you raised your hand because I want to recognize them as prayer members. I'm sure Susan was going to add something else.
I think we should thank Greg for all the deviled eggs.
Oh, since
in my sweatshop.
Yeah, your sweatshop.
I got two in my sweatshop.
And the youngest members of the congregation, at the table you sit at today, look around and thank whoever you're sitting with for whatever I missed. Right? Wouldn't that be nice just to go around and say, oh, I want to thank you for this? Sometimes it's just being the warm, friendly face that you look forward to seeing when you get here. And when they have time, they'll join in with some of these committees and work. And so it's just our presence that is to be thankful for. So let me close then. At loving universal spirit and sacred innocence spirit, we thank you for our abundance. Now, let's hear our speakers on ThanksLiving. That is so appropriate. We may have some music for
We may have some music.
Let me see what goes next.
Yes, and you are going to be the musicians, so I'm going to play the first song one time through. I got my inspiration because I was reading some thoughts, and it came into my mind that since this is Thanksgiving, it is said somewhere, I think, maybe in Hebrews, let us enter into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him in song. And that's what we're going to do. But I'm going to play this one time through, and then we're going to sing this one verse, and then I'm going to quit playing the piano and get up and be with you. Everyone stand. Okay, we can do better than that. All right, now, when we're doing this next one, I've asked my husband to help me because this side is one thing and then that side is the echo, okay? This is the day that the Lord has made. Now let us rejoice and be glad in him. Everybody, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in him. This is the day. That the Lord has made. Good. Now, you want to do it again? Okay, let's do it again. We're going to do it one more time. And I'm going to sing the right words this time. This is the day. That the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. And be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. That the Lord has made. Okay. All right, now we're going to try this other. This one's going to be more difficult. But the first time we're going to sing it all together, and then we're going to attempt it as a round. So we'll start it first of all. Rejoice in the Lord always and again. Everybody, I rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always and again. I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. And again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. And again I say rejoice. One more time all together. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, first part, and then they'll come in. Now, Bill, you're gonna have to really sing out so that they won't, want to sing with me, okay? All right, here we go. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. One more time. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice.
I'd like to thank everybody for their participation.
I'm on here. All right, so you're turning me on there. All right, I'm Rev Diana Kennedy, by the way. Good morning, everyone. We're going to full house today. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Yes, I can feel the love and the gratitude in the room, and they say that singing is praying twice, so we are all prayed up, and we have a, yay! We clapped a lot. And celebrate. I'm going to begin by reading the daily word message for today, which I had forgotten my daily word booklet, and then so I thought, well, instead of choosing, I was going to choose the one from Thanksgiving, but then I looked at the one for today, and it happens to be gratitude. So, the thought for today is gratitude. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. I'm going to read that again. That's the affirmation that supports the word gratitude. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. It might be tempting to think that we need items and events to be grateful for before we can feel genuine gratitude. However, community minister Rev Butterworth suggested that it is possible to experience the feeling of gratitude without needing a special reason to be grateful. Just feel it, he advised, adding that as we simply allow ourselves to feel gratitude, the flow of intelligence and love and peace and power come through us and manifest as us effectively. The practice of gratitude, Butterworth explained, gets us into a full of greatness consciousness. As I generate gratitude, it lifts my heart, quickens my mind and body, and centers me in the flow of good that is present everywhere. And from Acts 2, chapter 2, verse 28, you have made known to me the ways of life. You will make me full of gladness with your presence. I'm going to say the affirmation again, and then we can say it together. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. Together. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. Oh, how delightful the message is, the daily word message for today. I especially appreciate Rev Butterworth's words around the practice of gratitude, getting us into a full of greatness consciousness. And our consciousness is made up of our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings. It is our energy. And so as I move us into our meditation, I just want to anchor in this idea, this concept of the energy field that we put out into the world. We have put it out through visiting and connecting. We have put it out through music. And now I'm going to bring the crystal bowl to move us into meditation. Our visions and dreams, that which we hold to be true. And we launch these out into the world, just sharing this energy, supporting our relationships, supporting our family connections, supporting our community, supporting our prosperity, our country and world transformation. What an honor it is to take part in the transformation of global consciousness by coming together in community, by connecting with one another, by living out our very values. It is true that our brain and body respond to our thoughts and our beliefs and our attitudes, our feelings. And so during this time of meditation, we take a deep dive into our own minds, our own consciousness, and we clear the space. We create a positive, nurturing environment for our growth and for our spiritual development. And so let us take a conscious breath together. And as we go into the sanctuary of our heart, we know that we are safe. We know that we are loved. That we are resourceful as we tap into divine ideas. We allow ourselves to tap into a spiritual power, allow all of our spiritual qualities and powers to be activated within. In quiet times such as this, we are renewed. To affirm health and well-being, we quietly say within, silently, I am in the flow. I am in the flow of vitality and divine life. We allow every part of our being, mind, body, and spirit to be touched by this time together today. Our bodies are blessed, our minds are blessed, our relationships are transformed. And continuing on this meditative journey, we hold a vision of peace and harmony for the planet. Each one of us doing our part to make the world a better place. Each one of us willing to step into a powerful, powerful role. An affirmation that we can use to support our highest vision is, I tune in to divine peace and wisdom, and I radiate out the highest vision through my thoughts, words, and actions. We begin to vibrate at the speed of love, and we feel that energy within every cell, allowing the light to express in, through, and as us. We celebrate the divine. We celebrate with gratitude and appreciation in our hearts. And we rest in the energy of appreciation, love, and gratitude. We rest in the silence. We rest. We give thanks as our sacred time and meditation comes to a close. We are restored and renewed, and we commit to boldly stepping out into the rest of our day, into the rest of our week, the rest of our lives, filled with appreciation and positive expectancy. For this time together, for so much more, we say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. I invite you to bring your full awareness back to this room. Of course, you never left the room to begin with, did you? Sometimes we're in that altered state, we're in that state of depth and to the inner sanctuary of the heart. Be so blissful, so peaceful, and then to go back into the real world. But we know that we bring that energy with us, the energy from meditation, the energy from those appreciative moments. We bring that into our everyday life so that we create heaven on earth. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Yes, so we walk in the world, we live in the world, but we are not of it. We do not let the winds of life pull us away from what we know to be true. We live from our values, we live from that sense of connection, we live from the love that we are. I'm a unity minister, so I often draw upon the wisdom of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and I'm reminded of Myrtle Fillmore being known as the heart of unity, and Charles Fillmore being known as the head. Of course, they taught fully that spiritual evolution is really about the integration of the head and the heart. It's the integration of the inner and the outer, and the full expression of who we are. Meditation supports us in tapping into that so that we may bring that into the world. And gratitude, what a beautiful practice to go into the heart in that space, grateful and noticing what we're grateful for. We all have blessings in our lives. Are we really tapping into that which we're grateful for? Allowing it to be fully embodied in every cell so that we are a walking prayer. We are walking gratefulness itself. You know, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. It's not just the food, although I really love the food, but it is one of my favorite holidays, and it is for many people in the United States. There are people living in other countries that also celebrate Thanksgiving. They celebrate a day off of work, and they get to focus on gratitude and food and family. In the United States, though, Thanksgiving falls on the 4th Thursday of November, while Canada celebrates Thanksgiving on the 2nd Monday in October, so they've already had theirs. That was before even Halloween. They got to have Thanksgiving before they had their Halloween candy. What'd you say?
Dessert.
Dessert. They started with the dessert first. So the dates of celebration in different countries of Thanksgiving may be different. People celebrate gratitude and Thanksgiving around the world. The traditions around giving thanks is very similar, centered around a fine meal. And so think about, over the years, what are the traditions in your family and how you've celebrated this holiday? It's known to be one of the most busiest travel times of the year. Don't travel during Thanksgiving, unless you really want to or need to. How many of you are traveling around Thanksgiving? How many of you are going to be traveling in like an hour or more away? Nope, but a lot of people staying put. I bet a lot of people are coming to your house then. I'm coming to your house now. A lot of people do travel though. It's that desire, that urge to connect in a sense of gratitude and celebration. And so it starts when? Does it start on Thanksgiving? Did it start today? Did it start on November 1? That's how I selected the title of ThanksLiving. Instead of it just being a day, it's really, really so much more. It's a way of life. It's a way of moving in the world, filled with gratitude, connected to those in our life, those that we already know, those that we desire to get to know more, and those people that we used to know perhaps aren't as in touch with as we used to be. So ThanksLiving lives in our hearts. ThanksLiving is celebrated all year long, is life-changing. And think about it this way, kind of like if you compare it to other commercialized holidays, there are no rushes to contend with. There's no, well, unless you're cooking, then you do need to get a few items. But it's not quite the same as the long shopping list and the wrapping and all of the to-do of other holidays like Christmas. So it's just a way to pause, especially before the rest of the holiday season gets going, to get done what needs to be done, as we discussed in our announcements today, choosing the ingredients that we need to create not only a beautiful Thanksgiving, but a beautiful life. Are you ready for that? I am. I'm ready for the right and perfect ingredients. Now, lately I've been practicing being on a vegan diet. And thank goodness I am not much of a fanatic about anything. So I'm a 75 to 95% vegan. So then when I went to Chicago a few weeks ago, I had a Chicago hot dog. And last week I had something else. I had a cupcake yesterday. So be thinking of the ingredients that make up your ThanksLiving attitude, and which ones you're willing to say, okay, this may not be an everyday ingredient, but it can be a once in a while ingredient. And maybe some of you are very, very clear that you're 100% in some ingredients that you want in your life. Maybe that's the way it is. Just follow your heart. It just made me laugh when I felt very comfortable having that Chicago hot dog and then getting right back on track with where I wanted to be. So in today's message, I'll be diving into the spiritual practice of expressing appreciation, gratitude, and thanksgiving. And I'm going to start with a simple sharing that taught me a lot. It's a silly little story that I got off the internet, and I am going to share it with you. You may have heard of it. It's called The Story of the Three Hairs. There once was a woman who woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, and noticed that she only had 3 hairs on her head. And she said, well, I think I'll braid my hair today. She did, and she had a wonderful day. The next day she woke up and looked in the mirror and saw that she only had 2 hairs on her head. She thought to herself, I think I'll part my hair down the middle today. She did, and she had a grand day. The next day she woke up, looked in the mirror, and noticed that she had only 1 hair on her head. And she said, well, today I'm going to wear my hair in a ponytail. She did, and she had a fun day. The next day she woke up, looked in the mirror, and noticed that there wasn't a single hair on her head. Yeah, she explained, I don't have to fix my hair today. Now you women can really relate to this, can't you? So attitude is everything. This little story was just so cute. I couldn't help myself. We can't control what happens to us. We can't even control the good or the bad hair days. We can do what we can do. We can get the products, we can get the tools, but we can't necessarily control every detail about the hairs on our head or the hairs on everyone else's head either. So let us figure out how we can make the best of what we have. And the best way to do that is by noticing what we're grateful for. One of my favorite spiritual teachers, Esther Hicks of Abraham Hicks, talks about having a book of positive aspects. And it's kind of like a gratitude journal. She calls it a book of positive aspects, where throughout the day, throughout the week, you write down what you are grateful for, what you appreciate. This is really especially wonderful if you're in a relationship, you've been in a relationship for a while, and if you have been keeping a book of positive aspects, you are writing down that which you are grateful for about your partner, your mate. And then over time, you may need to go back to that to be revitalized and renewed. There's something about the power of gratitude that opens us up. It helps us to vibrate at a higher level. Gratitude and appreciation are even higher than the vibration of love. Stephen Hawking, the physicist, has measured the energy levels of different words, and appreciation is way up there. And so I would love to hear some shout outs from you about what you are grateful for in your life right now. Just feel free to shout it out. I want to hear it.
Family.
time.
Family.
Family.
Friends.
Friends.
Pets.
Pets.
Sunshine.
Health. Sunshine. Shelter.
This community.
Community. This community. Authenticity. Laughter. Imagination. Food.
Lunch after church.
Lunch after church.
Music, church.
Music. The church. Wow. Doesn't that feel good? You know, it feels good when we tap into our own appreciation, our own gratitude, and make that list. It just feels really good. But when we hear the appreciation and gratitude from one another, it's amazing. It's an amazing energy. Words have power, and they carry us into our dreams. The power of the word, when we are tapped in, tuned in, turned on, I call it, when we're in a state of appreciation or gratitude, when we're noticing what's working, when we're in the flow, that energy is what helps us create what's next. It helps us move into our dreams. It helps us move through the holidays and launch a new vision into the new year, into a new goal. So we just allow ourselves to kind of remain at that expanded awareness. The word heaven stems from the word Oranos. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Uranus, Oranos, similar to the planet. And it is a Greek word meaning expansion. So when we are creating heaven on earth, when we are launching our dreams and goals into the world, we are ever expanding. We're expanding our consciousness. We're going beyond where we've been before. We are going beyond limitations, old visions, old ideas, old concepts, and we're living from a new awareness, from a new place. And so we have the power to do that today. We have the power to harness this energy, to tap into gratitude, to live from our thanks, and set a new course for our lives and for the world. A popular quote by Meister Eckhart, who's a 13th century mystic, speaks to my heart of the power of gratitude and how important it is to share gratitude with others and our appreciations. He says, if the only prayer you ever say in your life is thank you, it will be enough. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There may be something that you have not yet said thank you for, or a person. So let us say that together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds so delicious. In this way, we tap into Thanksgiving and gratitude, and we take it on as a spiritual practice. It's something that we use throughout our day, throughout our week, and we allow that gratitude in our hearts to attune us to all the other spiritual qualities and all the other spiritual ideas. We tap into love, kindness, compassion, and joy. And as we express deep gratitude, we add to the good in the world. So it doesn't stop here. It's not just for us, it's ultimately for the whole world. And so we become a light in the world. Now it's pretty lofty, isn't it? I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And being in a state of appreciation and love, we cannot deny the power of the feeling of gratitude. So are you ready to live with a grateful heart? Here are a few ways to make a powerful shift into ThanksLiving. A few tips. Make a regular practice of acknowledging gratitude throughout the week. Review those gratitudes at the end of the day, the end of the week. Capture them in your journal. Paint them, dance them, sing them. We've sung them today. And you know, I often bring my art. So when I come speak into this community, because art helps me tap into the feeling of spirit. So if the mood strikes you, you can also dance the energy of appreciation. Dance the jig. We can develop a mindset of gratitude using affirmations or positive statements. I celebrate the good in my life by giving thanks. I celebrate the good in my life by giving thanks. Let's say that together. I celebrate the good in my life by giving thanks. I bless the whole world by sharing my gratitude. I bless the whole world by sharing my gratitude. And saying this together in community binds us together in this truth. There's a power in coming together in community where two or more are gathered. There I am in the midst. So we come together knowing the truth. We come together speaking the truth, speaking words aloud, and it creates an energy field that helps bring our goals and dreams into manifestation according to thy perfect law, according to God's perfect will. Isn't that something to celebrate right there? I'm telling you. The teachings that we use in New Thought are miraculous. And even after being in New Thought for 20-something years, 28 maybe? 28 years, and speaking and ministering for many years as well, I have my moments where I forget the power. I don't have the, I need a reminder of the foundation over and over again, which is why it is such a blessing to come together and remind one another of these truths, to sing about it, to talk about it, to celebrate it. Other things that we can do to develop a mindset of gratitude is to surround ourselves with images, quotes, and stories that have the theme of gratitude and let those inspire us. So allow those to inspire us so that we continue to unfold on our spiritual journey. No matter where we are today, the better it gets, the better it gets. That's another one, we just have to say that together. The better it gets, the better it gets. Again, the better it gets, the better it gets. So I have a few quotes that I want to share with you today, things that you can display on a bulletin board. You may want to paint them, dance them, write them, journal them, type them up, whatever works for you. The first one is from Alan Cohen, one of my favorite spiritual teachers. Appreciation is the highest form of prayer, he says, for it acknowledges the presence of good wherever you shine the light of your thankful thoughts. Appreciation is the highest form of prayer, for it acknowledges the presence of good wherever you shine the light of your thankful thoughts. John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live them. Diana Kennedy. Joy is the simplest form of gratitude. The energy of gratitude shifts our minds to a higher frequency, which allows us to live from a more expanded awareness. Even more good is to be found from this new place in consciousness. Melody Beatty. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Sarah Van Brecknock, I don't know how to say her name. You may know she wrote a book, Simple Abundance, I believe. Gratitude is the most passionate, transformative power in the cosmos. When we offer thanks to God or to another human being, gratitude gifts us with renewal, reflection, and reconnection. When you have an attitude of being thankful, you never take anything for granted. And that's from Skip Powell. So as we allow feelings of gratitude to well up in our hearts, we realize that we are blessed. We are blessed and we are blessings to humanity. So we're not just observing one day of Thanksgiving, but we're embarking upon a new and more expanded way of living with open-hearted gratitude. So today we choose to live with open hearts. Today we choose to live with gratitude and peace, and the knowing that hope says that all things are possible. Let us just take a moment to go into prayer, a quiet time of truly acknowledging the appreciation in our hearts, truly allowing that to well up, spill out, radiate out. And bring to mind someone you love. You say, happy Thanksgiving to you. Bring to mind someone you may have a challenge with in your life. And Living to you. Bring to mind someone you've not connected with in a while and say happy Thanksgiving to you. Feel in your heart someone you've not yet met and say happy Thanksgiving to you. Bring to mind the whole world. And together let us say, happy Thanksgiving to you. God bless you, dear ones, and namaste.
There. It was tricky. Well, Diana, thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday as well, and sometimes 4th of July. Yeah. But I love it because it's, thank you. Non-denominational, faith neutral. It's all, everybody celebrates. And it doesn't happen for Catholics or Jews or anybody, other religions. It's all us. So that's one of my favorite things about it. Okay. It's time for our offering. And so we will say our prayer and get your offering together, and then say the prayer, and then baskets will be passed. So, would you give us under school to divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful.
I'm kind of inspired to say something about the music that I'm going to play during the offertory, because I want to make sure that you understand that when the musician, me, I'm the one that is blessed. And so I hope that you are blessed as well, but I feel that I want to say thank you for having me here, because it's an opportunity for me to pick a piece that I want to play. And that's what I've done. So please, if you can move beyond Roberta, the piano player, and rest in his music, because I'm so grateful that someone wrote this music. I made this medley of autumn leaves because I'm in the autumn of my life, and it is the autumn of the season is the autumn. So if you're in the autumn of your life, think of this as a blessing. And again, thank you for having me here.
Thank you. concerns. Does anybody have any person or situation or area that you would like us to pray for? And that's Barb way back there. So pray for the managers of this place where we are. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Yes.
Our dear friend, Tom, his daughter Michelle, 40 years old, just made her transition. Way too tragic into her life. She has 3 sisters that she's very close to, her mother and the rest of her family. So anyway, her name is Michelle, and Tom and his family, I know, would appreciate your loving prayers.
Tom and Michelle. Anybody else? Keith?
All of us, of course, know John and Lori Hall, and John has some health conditions that are scary, and they'll be walking that out for the next little while.
John Hall. What else? Yes.
I would appreciate a prayer, support, and strength for son Jay, who is going through a battle with alcohol, and he is working on getting rid of it. And I just pray for strength and courage and guidance for him to get through that. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. Things happen. Thank you.
And his name is Jay.
Okay.
Anyone else?
My son and his family, it's going on the first anniversary of the suicide of my daughter-in-law's child. And the holidays coming on, it's tough for them, just support. Appreciate that.
Anyone else? Well, then, with all those people in mind, let us say our prayer that begins centering our hearts and minds in prayer. We let go of any thoughts of worry or challenge and simply rest in stillness. We know that our source of strength and peace comes from God alone. We give thanks for divine order and trust that we are all held in the power of grace.
I always feel like I really want to do, that's what I really want to do. So you'll know we're done, but I decided that since we're going in to eat, that instead of actually ending everything, we can just kind of carry it in there. And so I don't hope for you to sit here and sing this song while I'm playing it, but I hope that you, if you know the song, you can sing it as you're going into the eating place, because this is the only song I could really find that was kind of lighthearted that has anything at all to do with Thanksgiving. That's only because in the second verse it says so. Even my husband, who I thought was old enough to know, said, what does this have to do about Thanksgiving? But this has to do with going over the snow to grandmother's house, which when I was a girl, it did snow on Thanksgiving where I lived almost every time. So anyway, don't sit around here and sing. Get up and mill around and sing it if you want to. Bill, you sing it so somebody will be singing it, okay? And through the woods to grandmother's house we go. The horses are waiting there, the sleigh for the bride and moving snow. Over the river and through the woods, so how the wind does blow. It sings and blows and bites and moves as over the ground we go. Move around over the river and through the woods to have a little day of play. Oh, we are
bells ring, sing along like it is so hard to wait. Over the river and through the woods, and past my apple gray. Spring home and grand just like I am, for this is Thanksgiving Day.
She's a pro.
Over the river and through the woods, and straight to the barnyard gate. We seem to go extremely slow, it is so hard to wait. Over the river and through the woods, now grandma's cat flies by. The rougher the fun is the pudding done.